Recording. Close that. Good morning, savages, on a Friday. Welcome to December 2nd, 2022. Let's see. I think during the pre show, I salutated everyone here. I missed someone. Good morning, corruption free news with Zero Tech. Good morning. Let's see. And let's see. Good mornings have been given over here. All right. Publish, good morning. I totally just missed what you said, but good morning because it went flying around. And let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Mad World, thank you for the support. Let's see, what did you write? Here we go. Elon Musk starts brain chip human trials. Hugo talks too. Let me go and copy that link. Thank you. All right, let's see. It looks like everyone has received a salutation. And Raynoth and Heather. Heather didn't get one, so good morning, Heather, because I imagine you're there. All right, and then in the Jitsi currently, we have 45-1 actual. We have
Hello.
Hal. Good morning. We have
Good
Pitbull
morning.
Doorbell. I believe we have Lady and the Puppies.
Good
And
morning.
Zero or Die Loser. Good morning, savages. All right.
Howdy.
Yeah.
Morning.
Yeah. All right. So we start out the day with the gaslighting of what's going on in China. 45-1 was kind enough to drop this on me. And I read through it during the pre-show. I'm not going to reread it because it was quite a long read. And I will just say this. As 45... gaslighting.
Yep.
As officials ease COVID restrictions, China faces new pandemic risks. And as I said to 45 during the pre-show, I was like, good Lord, if this is easing restrictions, shit. Anyway, the article, which I'll drop again into the Odysee chat, if anyone wants to review this, and I don't know if 45 is going to be covering this during his Big Dick
Yes.
Energy Brigade radio show, but
will.
I will give it like 3 points I picked up on. Number one, yeah, it's gaslighting. Number two, it's an ad for Pfizer BioNTech. Okay. And number three is lip service. Oh, there was a fourth thing. It's all to protect the officials. It's not really about protecting people's health, nor is it about am I giving a prejudice before it actually goes into the in-depth conversation? I cannot make you feel any one way or another. All right, I'm just going to disclaim that. I feel that it is lip service. I feel that it's only to serve the politicians in the Communist Party of China. I feel it does no service to the citizenry of China. I feel that it's an ad for Pfizer BioNTech. That's my thought on it.
Yep.
All right.
This article brought to you by Pfizer.
It had to have been brought to us by Pfizer. I mean, who else? Follow the money, people. All right, and then like right here, let me go and I'm going to share the entirety of all of this. So during the pre-show, also we were listening to KJP. Let me like go and paste what I have in my clipboard so I don't lose it. Oh, it's the same. Did I just copy my own link? Did I seriously copy my own link? Is that what I just did?
I think so.
This is what menopause is.
More coffee, stat.
It's menopause. It's like this is what happens, you men out there who are married to like real women and stuff like that, get ready. When your lady starts going through menopause, this is what you're going to get. Flighty, not knowing what the hell is going on from minute to minute. And ladies, I feel sorry for y'all. It's like I'm getting a lived experience off this shit. Last night,
Well, how would that be any different, though?
I wasn't like this. Okay, well, you guys do. You stop that. Okay. Last night was Laura the Goddess's 50th show. And
Woo!
yes, stopped in and saw Laura the Goddess while also playing some guy from Maine as a background sound. participating in 2 chats at one time. I don't know how you guys do it. You young ones, you guys just like fucking, you guys, I don't know how you guys do it. Anyway, good morning, Super Trucker. I don't think I said good morning to you yet. So good morning, Super Trucker. KJP was talking some shit. If you guys want to like go and like look at what the fuck she had to say, go and like take a look at it. She was all over the place talking about like they're trying to avoid railroad shutdowns and shit. And it's like, dude, the railroads, the supply chain, which Biden has said that no one knew what a supply chain was before 10 years ago and stuff like that. It's like it's going to come to a halt. And my prediction is that they're going to blame Republicans because they're trying to slam this bill through this weekend to get it signed in. Somehow Biden isn't doing executive orders right now. So somehow they're finagling the system to make these things look legitimate. So what they're trying to do is pass a bill with a bunch of pork in it and then just say fuck you to the rail unions. While meanwhile, if I'm recollecting all of this correctly, meanwhile KGP is saying, oh, Biden is very, very pro-union, but in this one instance, we need to not be so pro-union for the railway because we have a very important bill that we need to get passed. So we need to say fuck off to the majority of the people who handle the rail infrastructure of our supply chain. Well, what do you think that's going to do? I mean, in my opinion, it's going to cause the rail systems to halt. And then, like I was predicting, they're going to just blame the Republicans and, of course, Putin. Because somehow Putin runs our railway systems in the United States. And she also said cunt during the filming of this. So,
Quite clearly.
What?
Quite clearly.
Quite clearly, she said country. So, you guys can go. It's like an Easter egg hunt. Go find it. Okay. So, enough on her. What's going on over here? Yes, lots of pork. Yes, Mad World. All right, so do you guys know where your tax dollars went? For this French Connection freaking dinner that they had that I was discussing yesterday? I just want to like point this out to people who may be catching this. And am I recording right now? Let me check. I am recording. I just want to point this out just to remind people where their tax dollars are going, since people out there seem to be okay with picking up the tab for students who don't want to pay their debts back, for trannies who want to have body modifications at your expense. And by the way, I'll remind you that if I wanted to go in right now and have a revision or anything like that, even though, I'm detransitioned, even though there's no such thing as detransitioning, because I never transitioned into anything in the first place, that's all a fucking fabrication. I want to explain that like right now. For anyone who's out there thinking about transitioning, you're not transitioning to shit other than you're transitioning into a medical nightmare, medical enslavement, and they're just going to mutilate your body and none of the shit's going to work properly when they get done with you, okay? So take your little dreams and your hopes of like what you thought you were going to get with your sexual, experiments and stuff like that, or whatever you thought you were going to have, and just realize that it is just a bunch of bullshit. But for the taxpayers, know this. You're currently paying for it, and your relative's cancer treatment, which currently the insurance isn't going to pick up because they don't have the funds for it. Don't worry, because some tranny out there is going to get the tits lopped up, zippered up, and then have, a dead dick sewn onto the pubic area, and then it's probably going to fall off anyway because of necrosis. So I'm just saying, I'm just glad, you're spending your money wisely. Just saying. All right. And of course, Biden is sitting there talking to some tranny at the White House like several weeks ago saying, God bless you. I don't think God blesses this at all, in my opinion. All right. Look at that. Meat, lobster, plates. Apparently these plates were rented. It's like two things. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy, but secondly, they rented the fucking plates. So it's like you don't even get an investment on your return. You don't even get a return on your investment. These plates go back to wherever the fuck they source them from. It's like
it's just another way to launder money.
It is. It's just this. When you look at this, just understand you paid for all this, okay? And who knows? I mean, and you think that you think that this is bug steak? Do you think that this is bug lobster? Well, lobster technically is an insect of some sort. It's a kind of arachnid, something like that. But this is probably not soy-based, plant-based. This is not Beyond Meat, okay? So when they're saying that you need to go and eat the bugs and eat the plants and stuff like that, they're not doing it. And where the fuck is the spoon? Did they not serve anything that required a spoon?
There is no spoon.
I'm pretty sure they had a creme fraiche, like frozen dessert at the end. What were they eating? Fucking creme fraiche with a fork? You fucking barbarians!
Joe Shake's too bad to be able to use it, keep anything on a spoon.
You fucking barbarians.
Well, for fuck's sake, it's like this. A spoon has a concave surface when you use it properly. Does Joe Biden use spoons upside down? Is that why the spoon is just like, he probably put it on the end of his nose, and I don't, he probably shit his
Biden's
pants.
one of those guys that never figures out that when you're washing your spoon in the sink and you direct the curved end towards you, like splashes all over you, you're like, oh fuck, why does this keep happening? He's that guy.
You think Joe washes his own spoons?
I don't believe he ever has, and I believe
it's a joke about his intelligence, but it fell flat. I'm sorry.
He'd probably tell us about the spoons in Scranton or something like that. It's like, I remember being at the kitchen table and my mama would wash a spoon in Scranton. Try. What's up?
I said it was a good try.
Oh, yeah, okay. Anyway, this is where your money went. Your money went to like a bunch of like crap. This room isn't even supposed to be used for these kind of events. Meanwhile, they go and do a comparison to Trump somewhere in this article. Let's see, where to go. Why can't I do a search? Oh, there we go. Trump administration state dinner. Okay, let's see. All right. So, unlike the Bidens, who served caviar and butter poached lobster for the first course, color of beef and watercress and a sunchoke salad for the main, Trump went with goat cheese gâteau. Now, I want to show you what goat cheese gâteau is. This is goat cheese gâteau. Okay? It's made with very simple ingredients like roasted red capsicum, like bell pepper, cream cheese, Lady Ninja, cream cheese. All right, lemon juice, goat's cheese, pouring cream, preserved lemon rind, more lemon rind, and then a finely chopped fresh chervil, grape juice glaze, and then gelatin and sugar and like some port. This is a very inexpensive. I mean, it's like it used to be inexpensive. Back when Trump like served it, this was a very inexpensive appetizer, aperitif, if you will, to like serve. And then he served a rack of lamb. All right, nowhere near as pricey in today's economy. Keep in mind, okay, as caviar, which was probably beluga. It certainly wasn't the stuff you get at a sushi bar. It certainly wasn't some freaking salmon roe, which is like taking on the taste of dead man's feet at some buffet.
Each plate came with a complimentary jab from Pfizer.
And it was for the help. That was not for them, though. I mean, but yes, caviar and butter poached lobster for the first course. And then a nice color of beef, watercress, and sunchoke salad for the main. And then, you know what? Trump goes with a very simple cheese gâteau with tomato jam and a rack of lamb. All right, though the two dinners would share a dessert, which was creme fraiche ice cream. So they both had creme fraiche ice cream, and there's no fucking spoon on this service. I wonder what's inside these things right here. Is this the fucking menu? What is this? It doesn't matter. You paid for it. Congratulations. And all this is rental. We don't even get to keep it. It doesn't even get passed on to the next presidential administration. They didn't even use the presidential plates for Macron. No, they need to get like, they went all out. This is like when you have someone who's like trying to, they're really trying to impress someone. This reeks of desperation to me. If I were to walk into someone's house, and in this case it's the White House, and they have this lavish spread of all these flowers. I mean, think about what had to be done to construct this scene, the candles, the flowers, the color of the crystal, the copious amounts of crystal. And then these, what? Did somebody have a left and right hand? It's like none of this stuff is set up properly. What? And then this one's not even the proper color. It's like they couldn't even, what, they ran out? This is an inconsistent setting. And you paid for it. Votives, little, like more candles, and all this shit. And then the linens aren't even properly pressed. I'm so done.
What is the carbon footprint of this meal
Huge.
and decorum?
Huge. For what it is a very large carbon footprint. All these lights. You think that these are LEDs? Oh, hell no. All this. The people, the payments, the decorators, all this stuff. All for Emmanuel Macron. But you know what? We couldn't meet with Macron earlier. And why couldn't we meet with Macron earlier? Because Naomi Biden had to have a fucking wedding because it's like the dinner for... Do I really need to get this upset over this?
No.
Well...
I gotta head out, guys. I'll see you guys in a little bit.
See you later, 45. All right. So, thank you, Mad World. Let's see. And the guy down the street in the cardboard box watching through a window eating his last raisin... But was it a raisin? Merry Christmas, everybody. Now pass the fucking taters. Fruckin'. You guys, I wonder sometimes, are you making the typos on purpose just to throw me off? I'm going to pass out. Okay. The dinner for France was actually supposed to take place months prior, said the two people. Said the two people? Well, there must have been two people above. Okay. But scheduling conflicts, including campaign trips for midterm elections. So it couldn't, this is a very, very important thing that needed to happen. But because of midterm elections, we need to push this off. This is just, people who are part of the New World Order, okay? This is what they're doing. They're like, how should we prioritize this? It's like, so the midterm elections, foreign travel, and what foreign travel? And then what happened when he did the foreign travel? What happened when Biden did the foreign travel? He embarrassed himself and the nation in the process, if we remember correctly. Oh, and then, of course, the wedding for Naomi Biden. So, the wedding for his granddaughter took a very high priority over international relationships, in this case with France. I don't care how. And then to add insult to injury, the settings are fucked up. It's like, so you've pushed Macron off and pushed Macron off and pushed Macron off. If this is how they treat each other, imagine how they treat the rest of the people. Let's take a look at this. Grayman. Okay, first of all, man, we're on purpose not to mess with your friend, LOL. Thank you, Mad World. I love the chaos you bring. Okay, so Grayman, I finally found the perfect Christmas tree. All I need to do is light it up. That's cute. Oh, Feisty, good morning. Thank you. It goes with my eyes. Anyway, this. To know that you've been pushed off and pushed off and pushed off, and then finally the invite, because it's obligatory at this point. It's like, it's almost like a pity fuck. It's like you didn't even set the table properly. And if Macron, his wife has to know. Jill's oblivious. Jill is like, look at how gorgeous everything like that is. It's like if I walked, I'd be judging. It's basic. Looks basic. I mean, it's expensive as fuck. But none of these people are paying for it. This is a free meal for these fuckers. Everything for them is free. It's like, if you look at like what they're doing, it's like they're not earning any of this. They haven't earned any of this. While other people are suffering, they're living very, very well, very, very privileged lives. And it's like, okay, this is not a representation of our current nation. This is not what our people are experiencing abroad. While he's talking, like, while Biden's talking about we want to, like, help people out, like, we want to help out everyone and stuff like that. Well, it doesn't help when you're showing luxurious extravagance at the expense of people who are making it. I mean, what, you keep on talking about these kitchen table issues and people living paycheck to paycheck. Well, then fucking eat like you're living paycheck to paycheck. It's like, if you want to like connect with the public, act like you're part of the public. Because this does not show that you are part of the public. It shows that you're part of the elite, and we see you. For Pete's sake, man. You've been in politics too fucking long. That's your problem. All right, let's see. Japan comes here for the tuna. Oh, Super Trucker. That tuna isn't really tuna, it's escolar. That stuff will give you the shits. All right, let's see. Pity fuck. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a pity fuck. All right, yeah, this little small for a tree. But it's a cute tree. It's so cute. Okay, let's see. You get a lobster and you get a fucking Mexican American people. Well, they got a steak too, feisty, and they got a very nice watercress salad. All right. So then we have the Royals. Oh, the Royals. It's like,
Morning, motherfuckers.
good morning. Good morning. So, are you guys getting any echo? No.
A little.
I don't hear one.
All right, one moment. Let me just correct that. Here, let me stop sharing and I'll
It could be
reshare.
me.
Well, hold on. No. Let me just correct some shit. It doesn't take much. I'm getting better at this.
Kevin getting the hang of this shit.
I'm getting the hang of it. Okay, one moment. All right. Way better than Charlie Brown's tree. That's for damn sure. All right. So, is that oh, you corrected it later, but I was like, is that a LeBron James? Where the fuck is LeBron James?
LeBron.
Is his name LeBron James? I forget. I don't know. Anyway, LeBronathan. Has he been bitching lately? Maybe we'll find out later. How much time do I have left? Wow, I've already eaten up 21 minutes on that rant over the fucking place settings. Well, it was.
I think what's going on there with the place settings is the Clintons are. That's all the stuff that they stole from the White House and then they rented it.
Oh, so the well, no, it's rental. We'll get into that on Monday. I'll consider that over the weekend. I'll think about that while I'm.
You know, Hunter swiped all the spoons. That's why they're on.
The fucking spoons. You are right, Hunter. Fucking.
You can't find a razor blade for shit around there now.
No cheese.
Yes, feisty steak, and it wasn't some freaking bug steak, and it wasn't some soy steak either. It was and it looked, well, actually the steak kind of looked like it was held together with guinea pig, whatever that organ is that they take out of a guinea pig, and they use it as meat glue. Look it up. I'm not kidding you guys. Look it up. That's how some of the meat is actually made when you go to the grocery store and you see that stuff that looks like really, really good in the packages. It's just bits and cuts and trimmings of other meat held together with this guinea pig organ extract. Look it up. Okay.
Meat glue. That sounds like a great band name.
Yeah, meat glue. All right. So let's see. Royals tour U.S. Green Incubator Meet At-Risk Youth from the AP News. And it's from today. So look at the smile on Kate, Princess of Wales. Oh, it even says, Britain's Kate, Princess of Wales, poses for a photo with the crowd after a tour of Roca. So we're just to assume that this family right here, oh, what is this? Do they have HVAC? Is that HVAC? So this person, either she or the husband, possibly, if I'm reading this correctly, is a person who actually has a well-paying blue-collar job. Meet at-risk youth. Are we to assume that they're at risk? Why? Because they're not. Why? Because they look like this? But they're wearing clothing which would say, and if with a sun and a snow, I would say that this is heating and cooling. So I'm pretty sure this is HVAC, which means that someone in their family probably makes some good money. So I find it rather insulting on their behest, because I'm white. Very white. So I have to be offended for these people, apparently. Right? Isn't that how it works? What are we looking at? Are those some blue neck oysters? What are those? Are those cherry stone oysters? Good morning, Rougarou. All right. And by the way, Salty Mad Jamison, now that you're back from taking the piss and waking up your wife, happy anniversary. So yes. All right. So yeah, Kate, Prince, whatever, disadvantaged people apparently, all this stuff. And why are they stopping? For this green initiative incubators. All right. While at Greentown, the royal couple chatted to Shara Tiku, I don't know, CEO of C16 Biosciences, a company developing decarbonized alternatives for the consumer products supply chain, starting with a sustainable alternative to palm oil. Oils today come from animals or plants, Tiku said. We made them from fungi. So, from fungus. All right. This is
Well,
just.
hey,
Yeah?
Kevin,
Yeah.
I was going to say lots of your medicines, and you believe it or not, a lot of shit. What we've done is actually trained or genetically modified our favorite bacteria, E. coli, or believe it or not, the little yeast fungus that makes beer for us. We've genetically modified them to make drugs in a lot of cases, like Saccharomyces cerevisiae, the strain that you make your beer with.
Right.
Well, normally it is pissing out alcohol. We drink yeast piss when we drink alcohol.
I don't have anything against the fungi.
Yeah.
I'm not disparaging
No.
the aspect
I'm just
of it.
saying they genetically modify funguses a lot of times as their waste product will make the drug or whatever chemical they want. Versus having it ferment sugar. It'll ferment sugar, but it adds some other shit, but it'll make the drug, or blank. Sorry, I didn't.
No, you actually added to the conversation. You're about to find out how you added to the conversation in a hot second here.
Fuck yeah.
And good morning, by the way.
Good morning.
Thank you. All right, so this thing with the Green Tech Incubator and then talking about these oils and then what Ben Band has just contributed to the conversation. Watch this shit. Let's see. There's a demand for low carbon cement and concrete. Okay, I'm about to show you guys something. Let's see, where did I put my link for? You know what? I'm gonna have to look it up again. Hold on. Flameless cremation. I've got something to show you guys. You're about to find out how this all comes together.
That's a kick-ass band name, Flameless Cremation.
Flameless
Cremation.
I hope they're okay. All right, let's see. Let's start with this one. Because we'll start with pets.
To be sure, animal-borne pathogens like mad cow disease never endanger the lives of people. The Ohio Department of Agriculture began using alkaline hydrolysis in 2006 to dispose of animal remains.
Taking the carcass material, putting them into a vessel, you would add sodium, a combination of sodium and potassium hydroxide mixed with water. It kind of looks like a large pressure cooker.
That'll eat flesh right off.
The vessel was brought up to 300 degrees, and that process would continue for 6 hours.
But it took a decade of work and approval from the Ohio EPA to make it happen. The method has proven cost-effective and environmentally safe for disposing of more than 150,000 pounds of animal flesh a year. The liquid waste sterile enough to
Now, mind you, it's environmentally safe. Hold on, it gets better.
dump into the city sewer system. But is it right?
There you go. But just wait, it gets even better. What?
Oh, God.
Just wait, it'll get even better. Hold on, because I've got other shit to show you in the last half hour of the show.
Oh, okay.
For human cremations. Jeff Edwards of Edwards Funeral Service here on Parsons Avenue began using the process in January to dispose of human remains. The State Board of Embalmers and Funeral Directors tells NBC4 Edwards first approached them on September 13, 2010. Executive Director Malik Hubbard writes, at that time, Mr. Edwards was informed that the board does not consider alkaline hydrolysis another authorized form of disposition of a dead human body under Ohio Revised Code. The board advised Edwards if he wanted to change the statute, he needed to, quote, go through the proper process under Ohio law to try to make the change. NBC4 made several attempts to talk to Jeff Edwards about alkaline hydrolysis. We were told he had no comment at this time due to legal reasons.
All right, so let's back up a bit. Now I'm going to show you this. Let's see how long. This is a 3-minute video, so watch this. Just, my memory is bad because I'm going through menopause. I know that you guys can retain. I don't know how many of you have waked and baked, but I'm sure that even the wake and bakers out there can hold on to information long enough to make it through this next half-hour segment and stitch all this together.
With a growing graveyard real estate crunch and the desire to go green, many people are plotting other after-death options. Jocelyn Monette wants to protect the environment in death as much as she does in life. To that end, she doesn't want to be buried or cremated.
I don't want fossil fuel to be part of my journey out of this world.
Instead, Monette wants her remains handled using a system called aquamation.
There's no fire, there's no smoke, there's nothing. It's just a stainless steel vessel with water gently flowing over the body.
The scientific name of the process is alkaline hydrolysis. The body goes into a purpose-built unit. Water, heat, sodium, and potassium are used to break down its proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. The leftover bones can be fragmented and put into an urn. The effluent put down the drain. Aquamation simply dissolves the body.
The alkaline water solution and heat actually replicates what's happening in the grave, except it's doing it in about 2 hours, as opposed to years. So this is the preparation area.
Chris Benesh wants aquamation approved in BC and has an online campaign to petition the government. According to BC Vital Statistics, 38,333 people died in the province last year. 80% of them were cremated.
We're looking at just a little over 10 million kilograms of carbon pollution going into the atmosphere.
Let me pause for just a moment. Let me back up for just a moment. Let's get that number again. Now this is just for Vancouver.
It's a little over 10 million kilograms of carbon pollution.
The statistics, 38,333 people died in the province last year. 80% of...
Okay, so we've got we have got about, 100 people per day dying, okay? Which apparently went through cremation. Now, where did that video go? Oh, here it is. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, like how many bodies it is flying down the drain, potentially.
To them were cremated.
We're looking at just a little over 10 million kilograms of carbon pollution going into the atmosphere every year.
The carbon footprint of aquamation is reportedly 7 times less than cremation. There are 2 types of aquamation, high temperature and low temperature.
The high temperature alkaline hydrolysis has been reviewed by organizations like WHO, and the opinion that they have is that this is a method that may be used that does not endanger public health.
As for low temperature...
What did he say? What were the exact words he just used from the WHO?
Endanger public health.
As for...
is that this is a method that may be used that does not endanger public health.
As for low temperature, experts want more research to determine if it can safely disinfect human remains, destroy proteins that can transmit illnesses like mad cow disease. Ontario...
Prions. Because it's very hard to destroy a prion. Even with chemicals and heat, prions are persistent. They're kind of like water bears. If you're familiar with the water bear. Pardon me?
Tardigrades.
Tardigrades, yes.
Why wouldn't you just throw someone in the ocean?
Well,
throw them in the ocean. Eat a shark, man.
One.
Yeah, right.
Have you ever seen like when a whale dies and sinks? How the different critters that show up all the way down to these worms that eat the bone.
Yeah.
That's where there's nothing. There's nothing left in weeks later. You know, you go look. There's no whale there no more.
The thing is they're putting all this stuff back into the water system and into the populace.
We're gonna
exactly.
We're gonna get to that.
I mean,
as I was about to say about sodium or potassium hydroxide. Anybody remember Fight Club? Pouring that up. This chemical burn. That shit is fucking caustic as fuck. It'll eat everything but your bones. If they wanted to dissolve your bones, then they'd stick your bones in hydrofluoric acid, and there wouldn't be shit left.
Well, that's why they're using the heat, because it will actually. It will get into this in a bit. It actually can. They can process the bone down to a very homogeneous powder, is what. And I'm going to show you what they can use that for after this video.
Making concrete. Slackline.
We're getting there. We are getting there. A
specific... Oh, sorry. I'm jumping ahead.
No, it's fine. It's fine because you are definitely following what I'm laying down here. Okay, here we go.
But they already admit
BC
about
offers only
the
cremation
pharmaceuticals in the drinking water. So, go ahead.
and burials. Alkaline hydrolysis is gaining popularity, but it's not new. It's an idea that was patented in the United States in the 1880s as a way to dispose of dead farm animals. In more recent times, it's been used to process dead pets, medical waste, and human bodies donated to science. As an alternative to flame cremation, it's legal in Quebec, Ontario, Saskatchewan, and up to 24 American states. Bringing it to BC, though, isn't a priority. Government has reviewed aquamation, but has no plans to approve it.
We're not asking you to eliminate fire. We're asking you to add water and let us make the decision. That's all.
Belle Puri, CBC News.
Bitch, you're going to be dead. You don't have to drink yourself later. And this was in 2020. Well, things have changed in the past 2 years, I must say. So, let's see. Where do
Well,
I
my
start?
favorite,
What's
my
up?
favorite, thing is burn somebody and then take the ashes and have it turned into a diamond. You know, that's always to me, but cool fucking idea.
It was called Life Gem. It was called Life Gem.
Yeah.
I heard about this what was it? It had to have been like 3 decades ago.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I was reading a Discover magazine as a teenager.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck yeah.
I thought that was cool
Use
too.
a big press and
Well, then
turn somebody into a diamond.
So
To me, I guess it's. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
So they'll let you dispose of your body in that type of way, but they won't let you have like a Viking funeral if you want it, where they just freaking put your body on a raft and light it on fire and set it out to sea.
Well, that's the whole point. They don't want the fires. They just want to use chemicals. They don't want to use oxidation through thermal dynamics and fusion is basically what it is. When you burn something, that's fusion. They don't want to use anything.
No. They're just chemical. Rapid oxidization. That's
Yeah. So
I guess so.
So they say, like, can the body be embalmed? And, like, yeah, all embalming. Now, remember, embalming fluids are supposed to be carcinogenic, okay? Can the body still be, and this is from the Minnesota, because we do this in Minnesota. We have simply cremation. We already do this here. It recently became a thing. All right. So can the body still be embalmed? Yes, all embalming fluids are completely broken down in the process. If you wish to have a visitation for your loved one, before the flameless cremation, embalming does not affect the process. How long does the process take? Well, it's a 6 to 8 hours or 18 to 20, depending on the temperature. 6 to 8 hour process takes at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. 18 to 20 hour process takes place at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Are the ashes different? The ashes from a flame cremation are mainly the mineral remains from the bone, along with some ash from the cremation box or casket, clothing, or anything else that may have been placed with the body. The ashes from flameless cremation are only the mineral remains from the bone. That's what I was talking about with the way that they break down the bone structure. They have a method for that. All right, it breaks down the bone as well. The color of the ash from a flame process is typically green color from the carbon discoloration from burning. The color of ash from the flameless process is anywhere from white to tan in color. All right. The consistency of the ash is also different. The ash from a flame cremation can be described as chippy bone fragments. The ash from an alkaline hydrolysis is a homogeneous, consistent powder. With flameless cremation, there is a 20 to 30% more ash remains returned to the family. So you get much more ash return from this chemical process versus the pyro process. And I may have been wrong. I thought fire was fusion. I thought it was when you fused carbon with oxygen and then you came out with carbon dioxide. I thought it was a fusion process. Fire may be a chemical process as well. I will look into it. I may have been misinformed.
Fire is rapid oxidization. You're just meeting up with oxygen. Fusion is actually taking, like in the case of hydrogen, you're taking hydrogen, forming it into helium. Fission is splitting atoms, such as uranium. Things like that.
Fusion is splitting atoms?
No, fusion is uniting atoms together, not in a chemical reaction. You're thinking chemical. Fusion and fission
Right,
are
fission.
nuclear reactions.
Right, fission is when you're splitting it.
Fission is splitting.
Right. Okay. See, sometimes when you like tune in and stuff like that, we actually have a scientific aspect. There you go. All right, so how much does it cost? The cost of services and what to be included in the price varies greatly by area and provider. Alkaline hydrolysis is comparable to flame cremation, costs significantly less than burial. It costs around $4,500. For a cremation, it can be anywhere from $800 to $4,000. This liquid method costs around $4,500. It is definitely cheaper than burying. But what happens? Okay, so as far as like pacemakers, no, that's one of the greatest benefits of the process. Your pacemaker can be, and any battery operated medical implants do not have to be removed. So all that lithium and everything, because you know lithium is like, what is it, atomic weight of 3, and then you blend it with what are we mixing this with? Is it potassium chloride? What are we mixing? What are we mixing this with? It's not quicklime.
Potassium hydroxide.
So we're mixing it with potassium hydroxide, and we have lithium in the batteries at an atomic weight of 3. We have 3 covalences on hydrogen, and then we have potassium, which in and of itself, it can be very volatile. How this won't cause the fucking vessel to explode? You're raising it to 200 to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. I guess they've done it without the fucking thing exploding. I guess, okay, I guess there's not enough lithium. But, fuck. They might want to like make sure if they ever change the battery technology, that they make sure they do a test run before they go and start loading bodies into a freaking vat to, like, you know, have some sort of witch cauldron liquefaction. All right. So yeah, anyway, it can dissolve all these medical devices. It's like,
are they using solar panels and windmills to heat it up to 300 degrees?
No.
It's so green.
It's so green.
I know it's noisy, but that any reaction with hydroxide, you're getting some kind of heat. If you don't believe me, go get to the hardware store, get yourself some Red Devil Y, pour it in a little bit of water, and watch it fuck out. Don't get it on your hand.
Now, you know,
get hot as fuck.
That is what we use sometimes as drain cleaner. Sometimes you need to have, like, you know, a highly reactive drain cleaner to like bust out a pipe. And I know what you're talking about with that the Red Devil substance. Yeah, it generates heat. How they're controlling that heat, and it has to be for like 6 to 8 hours though. That's the thing. It's like once it produces the heat, it produces pressure. The pressure can help sustain the heat and all that. It's the matter of regulating it. Pardon me?
The pressure raises the boiling point.
Well, that is the amount of chemical that they're putting into it. And what I'm like coming to on this is that the final thing, what happens to the water afterwards? The water is returned to the ecosystem via the normal wastewater treatment facility. Just as all funeral homes in the United States, Canada, and many other parts of the world are doing during the embalming process. Gross. So we already have the waste products from the embalming process, not the embalming fluid itself, but whatever is coming off the tables is already being, I guess, flushed into our treatment facilities. So if you live in the cities, you're already drinking this stuff. For those of us out in the country, we have other things to contend with in our water tables, because Lord knows, even out in the country, the shit that's going on in the cities is like leaching into our water tables and our reservoirs. And then plus,
you're always downriver from somebody. Just remember that.
Yes, you're always downriver from somebody. And the flameless cremation process produces a completely sterile solution of amino acids, sugars, nutrients, salts, and soap in a water solution.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if it's sterile. The moment it comes in contact with the drain in the septic system, it's no longer sterile. And what you've created is food for bacteria, for fungi, for disease, or any kind of like, you know, negative manifestations for what goes on in a city sewage infrastructure. You've just ultra nutrified the solution, the slurry that needs to be processed, which means that you're going to have to really amp up really increase your filtration and treatment at the water facility treatment plants. But I don't think that they're going to use it for that. I don't think that they're going to use it for
I
that.
think we're on the way to Soylent Green with what they're trying to do.
Yeah, because if they're breaking down to the amino acids, sugars, nutrients, and salts, then what you can do before you go and soap, because when you mix this this amount of alkali with lipids, you're going to come out with soap and glycerin.
Soap.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're going to make soap.
Lots of it.
Lots of it. So you get a byproduct right off the bat. You get soap, which you can take that now and you can sell that after you process that stuff up. You can make some soft soap. You can make some bars out of that shit. Depends on the temperature you go to. You know? And then you've got the amino acids, sugars, nutrients, and salts. Well, then you just go and take that slurry and you go and put it in a centrifuge. You
recycle me.
Just, you know. And then what happens to your amino acids, your sugars, and your nutrients? Well, gee, they want to eat the bugs. So, you know, what do you think the bugs eat in nature anyway? I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, like I said, give it time. They're gonna turn it into a sports drink.
Brando.
Brando.
Yeah.
Brando.
It'll be.
That's what plants love.
Oh,
plants crave it.
Has everyone?
And you can wash your and when you're done drinking it, you can wash your clothes.
Soap. Okay, so Super Trucker says soap is a big problem in wastewater. Well, I imagine because it helps make those fucking lard balls in the I mean that shit. Soap, the residue. I mean, just think about like soap residue in and of itself. Now imagine a city, you know, like everyone using all these products, and then now you're flushing, like, you know, your. But they're not though. They're not going to flush it down the drain. That's just it. They're not going to. They are going to utilize these byproducts. They're not just going to go and say, "Oh, let's just put this down the drain," because that's not how their minds work. Because they want to recycle.
That's not how industry works anyway. It's kind of like when my wife thought, I'm buying this environmentally sourced toilet paper. And I was like, look here, woman.
Yes.
Trust me, a tree does not go to waste all the way down to the sawdust, you know? So I was like, come out here to the garage. I was like, see that board? It's called OSB. I was like, long ago, those wood chips were just burnt, thrown the fuck away. But somebody figured out, hey, we can squeeze that shit together and make another board.
Yes.
For a $60 sheet of it.
Yeah, but either way, all the way down to, yes, toilet paper is pretty much the last part of a tree's life. You know, the pulp, liquid pulp stuff is poured out and screened and strained, and there you go. You got fucking really thin, shitty paper.
And plus,
that dissolves equally.
The cellulose. You know? The cellulose.
So like what Kevin is saying is they're not going to just flush it down the drain. They might for a while, but just after the cost of getting rid of waste goes up, you'll figure out what to do with it. You'll be like, well, fuck, we can make money with this shit.
Yes.
You know? So there you go. They'll figure out something to do with it. And, you know, their bullshit about animal waste, as far as that, again, I got to go occasionally to a meat packing house. Trust me, no part of that cow goes to waste, you know. There's trailers full of its blood. That shit gets used, blood meal, all that. All the way down to the fetal pigs and the fetuses, which that's a story for another day. They drain the blood out of them for science. Yeah, right. Yeah, nothing on them goes to waste. And what is not used, that packing house has a compost pile out in the country for you know, to decay these animals back down to be awesome fucking soil, you know?
Yeah, really, aside from the CNS, the central nervous system of bovines in particular, or porcine animals, you don't want to consume that. It can still be used for scientific purposes. However, it also degrades very, very quickly. So the CNS is probably the only portion. Well, the brain. The brain can be
people used to eat the brain. You know, my grandpa always had brains and eggs at least once a week.
These days, I would not suggest eating anything CNS, anything central nervous system, any of the central nervous system tissue. I would avoid it these days. It's dicey.
Well, oh yeah. Well, and you know where all that mad cow started? It was with sheep and a disease called scrapie, and it was because they were feeding sheep ground up other sheep. It's like, you don't feed herbivores fucking meat. You dumb shit.
No.
That's day one shit.
Oh, but they're the experts. or they were at one time, whatever. The fucking mad scientists is what they are. All right, so we're coming up on like the last 11 minutes, 10 minutes. There we go. There's the twinkle. So we've got 10 minutes left before 45-1 Actual's a Big Dick Energy Brigade radio show. But before we head on over there. So concrete. So the thing is with the ash, you get 20 to 30% more ash from the non-flame cremation, or liquefaction, or like what have you. You can't use this ash to make structural concrete. However, you can use this ash to make facades. You can use it to make decorative concrete. You can use it to make things like planters. You can use it to make things like fascia for buildings. That beautiful, lovely brickwork that doesn't actually support anything. It's just there to look pretty. Could be dead people. Just saying. In the near future. Because we have a sand shortage. Somehow we have a sand shortage, as we covered yesterday. We're having a cement shortage somehow. Plus we're having the Green New Deal, the green process, and they want green carbon. So low carbon concrete. Well, why would you make your facades out of something that requires more energy to create when you've got a bunch of people who have willingly signed up to be turned into a slurry? And there's an aspect of your remains. So not only are you probably going to be washing your face with grandma, you might see grandma on the side of a building somewhere. Just saying, it's like, can we desecrate? How much can we desecrate, that which we are, this divine creation by God? And how far along in the desecration? Am I going off base here? Would this not be considered some sort of desecration?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel natural. It just doesn't feel natural. I don't think that this is what nature intended. I don't think that this feels natural at all. And I don't think that that was the point of us being put on this planet and for this test. It's like right here. What am I going through? The use of cremation ashes in concrete memorial. Our idea of binding human and pet cremation ashes into ornamental stoneware and bricks was brought about by the ever-increasing need to be environmentally friendly. Here, this is a patent. It's from a patent office. So let me just drop that linky in there for you.
Yeah, somebody's making money.
Someone's making money.
That's what it's all about. And they're making people so miserable in Canada and giving them a place to jump into the soup.
Yeah, go and kill yourself. And I think somebody play a video yesterday. I think it was Laura the Goddess played a video of some blonde dude actually, promoting that people go and kill themselves. Hold on, let me see if I can look it up quickly, and then we can get to closing out the show. Blonde, kill yourself. Let's see if there's a video out there.
Just a couple.
You know what? Catch Laura the Goddess's show about 45 minutes to about an hour and 10 minutes in. I think that's when she played it from last night's episode. And you'll find the video I'm talking about, because Laura the Goddess, who wouldn't want to do a little exploration with her? She's pretty kick-ass. Okay, so let's see. Odysee. Let's go on over here. Ah, yes, Pastor Chatelet is back up at this time. He was down for a bit. I think he's moving. So...
He's already moved.
He's already moved?
Yeah. I think so.
What the hell is Salty Cracker talking about over here? Gay Huffington Post contributor arrested for making threats against Atlanta LGBTQ nightclub. Are we going to have another incident? Everyone, quickly, put on your Oprah faces and give a shit. All right.
I didn't mean to raise my hand. I'm just hitting fucking buttons on my phone.
I didn't even realize you rose your hand. Oh, rose your hand?
We know what you're doing.
I didn't even know. All right, so you got Pastor Chatelet.
I'm working, motherfuckers.
Also, please remember that Reverend Wade is running a 24-hour stream. So we're going to put that in there, if you'd like to go over there. What? He got moved on hotspots for now. I don't understand what that means, Feisty. All right, what the fuck is that? Oh, that's some... What the fuck is that? That doesn't look right. Something doesn't look right about this image trucker. That looks like... Is it on a drying rack? What the fuck am I looking at here? Is that... That's sewer cakes, isn't it? Is that sewer cakes? I don't know what the hell that is. Dried sewage
she was
sludge.
saying
Oh,
he
yeah.
got moved,
What's up?
but he doesn't have his. I think she was saying he's done moving, but he doesn't have his internet yet, so he's just making do on a hotspot.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you for the info. All right, so let's see. We've got 45 actual coming up in 5 minutes. Do I have anything to close out on here? So we've talked about this, that. And the craziness of, like, what in the hell they are trying to figure out. Fuck Joe Biden, fuck Macron, fuck Jacinda Ardern. All these globalist people, they're not our friends. They have no intentions of actually taking care of people in these flowery verses that they try to give. They are showing us who they are. It's like you can see now who they are. They let other people languish while they go and live up on the high life and stuff. A high life which is paid for by us. They don't deserve the life that they are being given by us because they are taking at this point. They are stealing, they are robbing, they are raping us and smiling. So, happy Friday.
Burn them down.
Burn them down. And internationally, if anyone else is out there, like, when y'all catch this on the replay and stuff like that internationally, talk to your friends, you guys. Whether, it's not just a United States thing. It's an international crisis that we're having with our leaders. It's a global crisis we're having with our leaders. Don't let them win, because what they have planned for us is not anything like, and we are diverse by our nations and by our cultures. They want to homogenize us. They do not want diversity. What they want is conformity. Stand up. It's going to be difficult, but we have to make it through this. Because if we don't, there's nothing left.
Squash them like bugs.
Squash
Don't
them.
eat
Yeah, squash them like the bugs and then maybe have them eat each other.
There you go.
Oh, all right. So, one moment. Let me just pause that for a moment. Redo this, reload, and then copy and paste this link. And there was one thing I have left to do. Oh, because remember, the globalists, as we've heard them say, they want to say that God is dead and Jesus is fake news. No, that is not true. And also, for any of the Islamists out there, that also means that Allah is dead and Muhammad is fake news. For you Satanists out there, it means that Satan is dead, and I don't even know who the fuck you would have for the son of Satan. But I'm just saying, for any of you people, what's up? Klaus. Yeah, Klaus is fake news. There you go. The son of Satan is Klaus, and Klaus said that God is dead and Jesus is fake news. So therefore, Klaus is the spawn of Satan, and therefore Klaus is fake news. So just fuck off. Fuck off.
He
Fuck
could
off.
be dead. He had a heart attack. I wonder if that fucker died.
Well, let's find out. Maybe 45 will talk about it. All right, there we go. There is 45-1 actuals. Link in the Odysee chat. Savages, have yourselves a blessed day. God bless, and we will see you on Monday. Yes.
Come on, baby, let's go.